she is far too grown up for such a little girl. That is what my teacher wrote about me when I was 9 years old. I didn't play, I didn't laugh like other kids. I cooked, I cleaned, I carried the blame, and sat quietly daydreaming. Because in my home, being a child wasn't an option. When you grow up with a narcissistic parent, you don't get a childhood. You become the caretaker, the peacemaker, the little adult in the room. You learn to smile more, cry less, and read the room before everyone ever speaks. People call you so mature, but no one ever asks, at what cost? For me, the cost was everything. My safety, my sense of reality, even my joy. Every time I felt happiness, birthday, a song release, even idol posters on my walls, it was all ripped away, destroyed, turned into punishment. That's how they keep you small, doubting yourself, always walking on eggshells. And maybe you know this feeling too, being the scapegoat, the bad child, the one who carries blame that was never yours. Maybe you wondered why you always overgive in relationships, why joy feels suspicious, or why peace feels wrong. It's because we were wired for chaos. But here's the truth, you are not broken, you didn't deserve it, and you are not alone. In this vlog, I am finally opening the door to my childhood, the truth I have been so afraid to share. Not to expose, not to get revenge, but because I know how lonely it feels to grow up thinking it was all your fault. And if my story can help just one person see they are not crazy, not unlovable, and not doomed to repeat the past, then it is worth it. We can heal, we can take back our power, and we can finally give ourselves the childhood we never had. Let's rewrite the story. I am Annella, an independent artist, singer and songwriter with millions of streams on Spotify and YouTube, and now also a vlogger. I split my life between Dubai and Denmark, balancing music, family and femininity. Welcome to my world that I built. Hey my lovies, welcome to today's vlog. Today we are in northern Denmark in this beautiful summer house that we rented, and which is so cute and so beautiful and so cozy. And this week is all about the cozy family life. We'll be doing a lot of fun stuff, chilling, relaxing, and just have the best time ever. So I'm so super excited for that. And my husband is in the kitchen for the first time in years. He makes a very good lasagna, which all of us crave. So today he is in the kitchen and making it for us, and I'm so excited to try it out. So let's see the cook. Hey booby. Here he is making his famous lasagna. When I was 9 years old, my Danish teacher sent a note home to my parents. It said, Annella is far too grown up for such a little girl. She cleans up after the others. She doesn't play with the other kids. She even takes on blame when she has done nothing wrong. Annella behaves like a little mother in the classroom. She just sits and daydreams and is not mentally in the room. I am worried about her. When you grow up with a narcissistic or emotionally ill parent who rejects you your whole childhood, turns siblings and everyone against you, when you have always been the hated child, you are forced to grow up too early. I have been afraid to open up about my life and my childhood because first and foremost, I wanted to be private and have been that my whole life. I wanted to protect myself and my family. But on the other hand, I wish someone had told me these things when I was all alone and thought it was all my fault and that I deserved to be punished because I was labeled as the bad child. Good morning, my lovies. Today is a brand new day and I'm so super excited. I'm starting the day out with a podcast interview with something called Electro Swing Podcast. And here I am with my setup right now. This is how it looks like. Here we have the studio. Here I am because I'm such a nerd. People who know me know that I'm always extra prepared. So yeah, let's see where this interview will go. I love this kind of content and this kind of interviews because you can talk about so many things. And sometimes after having this kind of interview, I'm actually always like, oh my God, I actually discovered something new about myself. So yeah, anyway, I'm yapping. I'm waiting. I have 10 minutes. So see you later. I saw this post on social media, so I just want to share it with you guys. It says, narcissistic families present a strong, close, and nuclear family image to the outside world, and they even believe it themselves. They think their love is special, but it's not. It's evil. There is usually a lead narcissist whom the other family members protect. But these people are not innocent at all. They may be narcissists themselves or easily manipulated. They know the lead narcissist is troubled, but choose to comply with their demands. They feel special when in the narcissist's good grace and do whatever it takes to stay there. Because when you are out of the narcissist's good grace, when you are excluded and hated just like I am and have always been, the punishment, the coldness, the gossip is unbearable, that they rather be inside than outside. Narcissistic parents create chaos and pit family members and siblings against each other while acting all cute and innocent. They play the victim and act so good and make you the villain. The others in the family know this, but fall back into compliance after brief moments of clarity. Seeking the narcissist's approval, they quickly forget the abuse and blame you instead, claiming you imagine it or you deserve it. Done with my podcast. It was so good. And here we have the boys. They just came to pick me up and bought me my favorite cake and flower, which was so cute. So now we will meet with Maya and go to Aalborg and just enjoy the day and have so much fun. Let's go! The family will never accept the truth. They expect you to move on and pretend the abuse never happened. The scary part is though, they lie so much to all about everything that they literally end up believing the lie is the truth. They will not defend you or apologize for their part. They unite against you, labeling you as unstable, a liar, and imagining things. And they simply cannot understand why you don't just do like them. Put up with it and get over it. Come on. A narcissistic parent creates and raises either a child who is a copy of themselves or the totally opposite of them, someone like you and me. It took me many years to understand this one. I personally needed to see and understand that they will never change or acknowledge the truth. The family, friends, or siblings are too busy trying to stay in the narcissist's good grace because rebelling hurts way too much and demands too much. As the child, we are in internal debt to the narcissist simply because they chose to have a kid and they gave birth to us. I was so scared my whole life to lose my family and especially my siblings. And they were always used against me. And the narcissist sadly succeeded. But you know what? I'm done now. And I don't care who I lose, as long as I don't lose myself again. In one of my songs called Crazy Out There, I sing, I don't care who I lose anymore. I don't care. You are just one more. Well, I mean what I sing now. I no longer want to sacrifice myself for love that is used against me. Fake love, only one-sided love. Love that is only given if you behave the way the narcissist wants you to. Enough is enough. My whole life I have been a little girl who disappeared into my own head, into my inner universe where everything was beautiful, peaceful, and safe. I wanted to disappear from this cruel reality I was living. And as an adult, I cut contact with a narcissistic parent on and off for years. I kept on falling back because, like I said earlier, the punishment of being excluded was so hard and lonely that I kept going back, hoping it would change. But it will never. And the narcissist just gets worse with age. But I was just a kid longing for love. I was going back to the 10% that was good, like really good. But 90% of the time, it was bad. It was hell on earth. But over a year ago, I made the final cut. This time, I simply had enough. This time, I saw the whole game because they slipped and I saw it. I saw the mask and my whole life flashed before me. My entire childhood has been a web of lies and gaslighting so extreme that even as an adult, I genuinely don't know what was real and what actually happened. Hey my lovies, it is a brand new day. The sun is shining and everything is just perfect and I'm so super excited for today. I'm starting the morning with visiting a therapist which will do a hypnosis therapy session for me. So I have been dealing with some anxiety and with some stress for a long period of time actually, and now I was like, you know what, I'm gonna dig deep, and this is what you do with hypnosis. So I'm so super excited. After that we will meet with my beautiful friend Rege. We will visit her and her husband and her cute kids. Like, she has the most cutest kids on the planet. They're so cute. So, and then we will have something to eat, enjoy the day with them and just chill in their beautiful giant house. And after that we will go home, play some games, chill, and just have the best evening. And yeah, come with me for a beautiful day. Yay. A narcissistic parent can destroy your sense of reality so deeply that even when you are literally looking at the color red, you are unsure, is it really red? But I am at a place in my life where I refuse to live like that anymore. Cutting off a parent is the hardest thing a child can do, because it is not normal. Children are wired to forgive and protect their parents. We long for them. We do anything for our parents' approval. So, for a child to finally cut off a parent, well, let's ask the question. That parent must have done something profoundly wrong. I had to learn the hard way that just because someone is your flesh and blood, it doesn't mean it is love. Sometimes the deepest betrayal and haters comes from your own family. Maybe you've experienced something similar. Maybe you were also forced to grow up too fast and be an adult in a child's body. You might have been like me, 5 or 6 years old, staring into the eyes of a parent and seeing an adult who was too broken to show up for you or themselves. Without words, something ancient clicks in your small mind. You think, if I don't hold everything together, no one will. From that moment, I disappeared into my head and I built a fairy tale universe. It was beautiful, it was magic, and my favorite place to be. Oh my god, guys, I am done with my hypnosis. I just went to Sanne, which is a Danish girl I met in Dubai, and she's in Denmark right now. So I asked her, like, I have a wedding coming up and I'm so nervous, I really need to talk to you about some stuff. And then she was like, yes, come by and let's make a hypnosis. And this was next level. I can literally say, I don't know if you guys have ever tried it, this was the best hypnosis I've ever tried. I literally, wow, I am so impressed. So it was so much fun, and yeah, it was the best morning. I wasn't allowed to play like other kids, so I sat quietly and nicely, but I played inside my mind. I learned to smile more, cry less. I learned to read the room before anyone spoke. I became the emotional thermostat of the household. I became a small adult long before my mind was ready. I was cooking, cleaning, taking care of the little ones, and being a tiny little mother. I was told, and I'm still told today, you are so mature. You are so responsible, Annella. You are so strong. But no one ever stops to ask, at what cost? This is the invisible grief of all us who grow up too fast. And the effects don't vanish with age. They shape us. They follow us into relationships, into your career, into your sense of worth. And if you don't understand what happened, you will spend your adult life repeating the survival patterns that once saved you, but now are slowly killing you. When children are forced to emotionally support adults instead of the other way around, when a child becomes the caregiver, the peacemaker, the therapist, the protector, it is so deeply unhealthy. When a child is constantly in charge of emotional regulations of others, then we are always scanning for danger, always walking on eggshells, also as an adult. I never ever knew what the mood would be at home. It could shift 30, 50 times a day, and it was always my fault or my siblings' fault. That's why I learned so early that if I was perfect, maybe the mood would be good. But with a narcissist, it's like a black hole. No matter how much you do or give or are, it is never enough. I learned that love is a transaction. I give peace, maybe I'll get safety. I learned that my needs were dangerous, but their needs were urgent. I started to perform well. I tried my best to be the good child, the quiet achiever, the one who never asked for anything, the one who did it all myself. But the inner child I buried didn't die. She is still there, screaming silently. Why didn't anyone protect me? So, and as we grow older, the symptoms become more complex. We might become hyper-independent. We refuse help, push people away, never feel truly safe in love. For years, I didn't believe in love. Because when you are a little child and you see a parent that doesn't love you, why would a stranger or anyone ever love you? I punished people. I pushed people away. I sabotaged good relationships because I was terrified of being abandoned or rejected, because that is what I knew my whole childhood. It is only my husband who had the patience and the backbone and the purest heart who has been able to come all the way in and break down my walls. It was so much fun, guys. We played mini golf and now it's time to play football golf. Let's do this. Because he proved over and over again that he loves me more than my own blood. So babe, there is hope. Believe me, we can heal. We can reprogram our hearts and brain. But it requires understanding our patterns and working with them and see it even though it hurts. When I saw myself from above last year, lying on the floor, a grown-up woman, crying for weeks like a little girl, because once again I was excluded by my own family, lying in my husband's arms, unable to breathe from crying. That day, something happened inside me. It was just the day, and I promised myself I would never ever put myself through this again. They have stolen far too many years of my life, and they will not get another second from now. And when we have been around someone so extremely narcissistic, we can even start embodying some of their traits without meaning to. Children and people, we mirror what we see, and especially our parents. It is natural. I had to understand that I was literally mirroring some of the patterns in my own relationship that I hated. But through therapy and healthy love, we can learn to let go and change. I also attracted many narcissists into my life, partners and friends, because that is what I knew. It felt like home. They felt safe. And I also struggled for a long time with a feeling of emptiness and a fear of the future. I felt numb during happy moments because joy felt unfamiliar, unearned, even dangerous. What was the hardest and the craziest and the most damaging for me was that the narcissist in my life could be so sweet, but only when they decided to be sweet. And then they could be so evil and cruel when they switched. It was like Mr. Jekyll and Hyde. The contrast is so extreme that I was literally doubting myself, wondering, am I the one who lost it? Am I the problem? Because when they are sweet, you get addicted and you get hooked. And that is what makes it so hard to leave. And they know that. Because if it was only bad, it would be so easy to walk away. So that's exactly why those people are so dangerous. They know they need to be sweet, just enough for you to keep coming back for the rush. And they are magnificent. They are so skilled at charming everyone around you. So people end up turning against you. Everyone loves the narcissist. They are good, like really good. So I didn't dare to be too happy because I never knew how long it would last. Even sadly, sometimes nowadays, even in joy and when everything is good, I can be a little bit afraid of when will it be taken away from me or when will it end, because it is engraved so deeply into my soul. But I'm getting way better now. Guys, here we are. Villads is at work and we are all going to annoy him and buy some stuff just to annoy him. Let's go. cute. Vi var det mest irriterende. Oh, so cute, big boy. Money, money, money. Joy literally felt dangerous. I never forget one day. And let me just say this memory I'm sharing with you guys is one of the more lighter ones. This doesn't contain all the physical violence I cannot even speak about here. As a child, I was bullied so badly because I was very overweight. I overate and found comfort in food. But finally, one beautiful day, I found a way to belong. I lost a lot of weight and I made friends because we all loved the boy band Westlife. For the first time, I was allowed into the clique. I came home super excited as a kid and shared it. And the narcissist in that moment acted so sweet and so happy for me and asked me what my dream was. And I said, having a room with posters of Westlife everywhere. So you know what the narcissist did? The narcissist bought me so many Westlife posters for my room. Exactly what I had been dreaming of. I was obsessed. I covered my walls, surrounded myself with Westlife's face, and finally, I felt like belonging somewhere. I was just happy, truly happy for once. I felt part of something. But when I came home one day, out of the blue, everything was destroyed. Every single poster, my entire room ripped apart. Shed into pieces. The walls that had made me smile were torn down. I cried for weeks. I couldn't get over it. But that was the pattern. That's how it always was. Every birthday, every music video, even as an adult, every concert, every spark of happiness I ever had was turned against me. Broken, ruined. Every time I had light, it was stolen. Every gift I got was taken back or destroyed in front of my eyes. I had to see it get destroyed. Good morning, my lovies. Welcome to a brand new day. And today it is all about Villads. It is his birthday. Yay! Okay.
Maar zeker. Maar zeker.
No. And it followed me into adulthood, even leading up to my wedding last year. Attempts were made to ruin my joy, and that was the final straw. I said, stop, you are out of my life, and this time for good and forever. It is the best thing I have ever done, babe. I have never in my entire life been happier. It is the best decision I have ever made for myself, going no contact and cutting them off. So babe, you might also struggle to rest just like me, because productivity is the only way we ever felt worthy. And worst of all, you might not even realize you're still stuck in survival mode. Because when dysfunction is normalized early, your nervous system accepts chaos as baseline. Stillness feels wrong. Peace feels suspicious. Love feels like a debt you have to repay. This is the truth of a child forced to grow up too fast. It is not just sadness. It is a complex trauma that reshapes how you see the world and most of all, yourself. Why would a child ever take that role? Well, babe, Because children, we do anything for attachment, even abandon ourselves. That is not weakness. That's an instinct. My love, many of us are high-functioning adults with deeply neglected inner children pulling the strings. This is why we need to heal. My love, maybe you recognize yourself in this. We overachieve to earn love. We stay silent to avoid abandonment. We take care of everyone, but secretly wish someone would just ask, "Are you okay?" Even today, I'm still the one who does everything to keep the good atmosphere and vibe. I am still struggling to set boundaries and say no, but I've got so much better and I'll work on it every day. So don't give up, babe. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to remove all these disgusting labels that were put on you. They aren't yours. You have to learn everything from scratch, and this time you are the teacher. My husband taught me this. He says, "It is always harder to learn new things as an adult. It is much easier to mold and shape a child. That is why children's brain and bodies are more receptive and open to learning. So yes, it is harder, but we can do it because we want to. It is not impossible, babe. It is just maybe a little bit harder." Yes, I know it is so unfair and wrong. I know that. I simply was hated just because I wanted to make music and be like my father. I was punished not just with words or abuse or having my sibling turned against me, but being thrown out on the streets as a 13, 40-year-old little girl with nowhere to sleep, nowhere to go. Imagining what could have happened to me. When I think about this now as an adult, it makes me sick. I didn't deserve that. No children deserve that. It is insane that a parent can do that. And the worst thing is that they still say to this day that I am lying, that they never throw me out. I just ran away myself. But I know the truth. For many years, I thought I deserved it. I have to listen, and I would. But I will never obey a parent that is evil. The first step to healing isn't fixing. It's witnessing. Because until you validate what happened, you'll keep gaslighting yourself with thoughts like, well, it wasn't that bad. Other people had it way worse than me. But it's also sad for him or her. She or him also had a very hard childhood. Or it was a different time. That is how they just did it. And I turned out fine, I'm okay. You know the saying, hurt people hurt people. Even as an adult, I never felt safe. Even in calm rooms, I became the lover who didn't trust softness, the giver who couldn't receive. I apologized for crying, flinched at compliments, and confused exhaustion with success. This is the cost of growing up too fast, my love. If your childhood trained you to be strong at the expense of being soft, to be quiet instead of honest, to fix others while ignoring yourself, I inherited an adulthood where I was always holding my breath, waiting for permission to finally fall apart. My husband's pure love made me see myself with new eyes. He taught me how lovable and sweet and easy I am to love. I always thought I was hard to love. No one comes to rescue the child you buried, babe. You are the only one who must go back and hold her hand. You are the one who must say what no one else ever said. You didn't deserve that. You were just a child. We need to do the inner work. We deserve to have some good years now. They have already stolen far too much of our precious time. How long will you let them take? They are blood-sucking vampires who are insatiable. You can never feed them enough. I know it is hard. It can be brutal. You have to feel the grief you never had time to feel, to sit with rage, the sorrow, the unmet needs, to mourn the innocence you lost while protecting people who should have protected you. But that grief isn't weakness. It's proof you are healing. We need to ask our inner child, what did I need back then that I never got? For me, I needed to just be a little girl. I was sensitive. I needed to play. I needed love. I needed touch. I needed to laugh without fear. That's why I love to spoil myself, buy things for myself, and give myself the soft life and a lot of respect. I don't want to suffer anymore. I deserve peace and calm. We need to heal. There's no way back. So we can stop seeking parents in our partners. We need to stop mistaking anxiety for intuition. We need to rewrite our story. Healing isn't always about becoming someone new. It can also be about remembering who you were before the world told you how to be. Because in the end of the day, I was an incredible, sweet, cute girl who had a huge heart. Even though my childhood and my adult role models show me that a good heart had no value, I still chose the good heart, and I chose to be the total opposite. I promised myself that I would always be and do the exact opposite of what the narcissist did and was. And I am so proud of that little girl who already at an age 6-7 years could distinguish between right and wrong. That I could look at other adults and be inspired, thinking, okay, I want to be like her. I remember one of my therapists and psychologists said to me, Annella, it is crazy you didn't become an addict or something else with that crazy childhood. You should be so proud of your morals and your mind. And you know what? He was right. I am proud. I am proud now. Despite all the choices I had in life and all the roads I could take, I chose to create this life I'm living today. So my love, if you are someone who grew up too fast, know this, your maturity was never the problem. The problem was that you had no choice. But now you do. You can choose to stop managing everyone else's emotions and start honoring your own. You are not broken. For the first time, you are finally growing up the right way. We never had a childhood, but we can choose to rewrite our story now. And what about forgiveness? Well, I had many years where I tried to forgive, because forgiveness would set me free. I wanted to forgive most for my own sake. But to be completely honest now, I am at that point in my life where I'm like, no, I will not forgive, because it was not okay that we children had to go through all that. So I have chosen not to forgive, because I will not forgive something that still continues. It was wrong. It was cruel. It was abuse. And if I forgive, do I then say in a way that it was okay? I will not forgive, but I will forget all the memories, and I will give myself the best life possible so they can watch me like they already do right now from a distance and let them gossip and lie about me. I don't care. They do not have the privilege of being in the same room as me anymore. They can watch me achieve all the dreams I said I would achieve. And here is the fundamental difference between us and them, babe. We love ourselves and we are not broken. We have respect for ourselves and we are not afraid to walk away. Everything they do comes from a deep hate to themselves. So take care of yourself, babe, and take back your power and have fun. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one. Mwah. I love you so much.